Nah, so I just came over here, right? Turns out while I've been gone, my neighbor been doing some work. Got these studs out for me. That's crazy. I did not expect him to do that. Thank you. I'm not gonna say his name, but my neighbor. That doesn't sound much better either, but you know what's up. Let's go. Nah, because then just like that, we have a complete motor. That is wild. I can't wait to get this back in the car. I'm so eager to get this done. Obviously, it's not 100% done. There's still a couple things we have to do. Like we got to get this little breather hose up in here that goes to the back of the car. PCV valve in, carburetor's got to go on. But I'm going to wait to do all that really until we get the motor back in the car. But everything else wise, there is nothing else. Torque converter, I still got to get the new one on. That is the old one right there. The new one, I got to put fluid in it still, and I'm going to install it in the car before I put it in. Obviously, that's how it's done. That's the normal process. You'll be seeing that pretty soon. You might not see it. I might not put it in, honestly. I might just go ahead and try and slap this thing in the car. We'll see how soon that really gets done. It is Thursday. My goal is to have this thing done by Monday. The day this video comes up, you are currently watching right now. So on a time crunch, we're going to get it done. All right, so where we're at right now, if you look in here, I got to try and line these bolts up and then the guide pins right down there into the transmission, because what happened is I got my jack under there, right, to hold the transmission up, but the pole slid out. Now the lever's kind of flipped upright and I can't get it out, so I have to put a couple bolts in the transmission so I can pull the motor back up and get that jack out. That's pretty much it right now. I got to get it clear of the motor mount on this side and then kind of slide it into place. I'm not going to do all the bolts, just a couple of them first. All right, yo, I low-key look a mess right now, but, you know, I've been on the floor. Freaking, I'm disgusting. I mean, that's what a car guy does, right? So I went ahead and got all the transmission bolts in, all tightened up and everything. What I got to do now, because the jack is still under there, I was not able to get it out. I got to lift this a little bit. I hate that I have to put the tension on the torque converter, but I have to do it. I had no choice. I'm gonna hook up the motor mounts after this, but I need to find a way to get this freaking jack stand out. So I'm gonna work on that, and I'm gonna come back to you once that's done and show you what you need to do to get these motor mount bolts in. So this one went in scarily easy, which makes a lot of sense because this side is not lining up at all. So I'm probably gonna have to take this side back out and start with that one over there. But then you want to not drop your nut like I did on that side. And it's on the control arm somewhere. Not too sure where. Now I got to search for it, but you know, we're going to find it eventually. It's trying to thread itself through that back hole. So, I mean, if we can do that, that works too. All right, just as I said it would, the motor mount bolt right there in front of my finger. The motor mount bolt right there, I was able to thread it through the frame, and the nut is on the back. Same with the other side as well. A little bit of tugging on the chain, but you know, we got it. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these up. I'm not sure the exact torque specs. I'm gonna look that up and I'll let you know in just a second. All right, yo, 27 foot-pounds it is. It says between 25 and 30, so I just kind of aim for the 27 point. It is a little difficult, but you know, once you get like the wrench on and stable, it's gonna work out pretty well in the end. Now that that's all taken care of, we're gonna go ahead and start putting on all the hoses and wiring back together, get that all knocked out and out of the way before we hit the carburetor and start the timing for the distributor. So I got the new carburetor on, but one issue we're having is there's a valve that goes right here. And this is in the way right now, this fuel cell. So we have to get a 45-degree angle that kind of cuts off immediately to go back here to allow us to hook this hose up right here, because that is the transmission shifting airline. So that's pretty important. We got the PCV valve, got the vacuum advance on, and I just got to tighten down everything else I have put on and finish getting all the coolant hoses on, starter wires, hook up the exhaust, and we're pretty much good to go. All right, we got our very well put together 90-degree angle, and our trans line is hooked up now. Got this bolted down. All I have to do next is the starter wires, the exhaust, and then tighten down the other hoses. And I do have to set up the power cable for the electric choke. But other than that, we're looking pretty good. All right, so unfortunately the storm came in. So that is postponing our progress that we were making, which we were doing pretty well. You won't be able to see the car start this video, but you will be able to see a next video in part 4, part 2, technically part 5, but I don't want to call it that because I don't want to take the series too far. We're still doing all right, just a little bit postponed, but we're going to pick up right where we left off as soon as the next video begins. So stick around and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.